When you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something.
That's right. Let's go. Yeah, when you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt, you're alone in the crowd, just trying to figure it out. All that is cloud and this money got you feeling left out. Listen up to me now, every word that's out of my mouth. Wake up, it's me. You're gonna follow your dreams, or are you just gonna be another cog in the scene? You feel the hope in this beat, yeah, the hope that you need to proceed and be exactly what you want it to be. I feel right and I'm proud, hype and I'm loud. I'ma shout all about how I feel in the now. Ain't nobody ever gonna try to change me till I'm dead, pushing up daisies. I'm alone in the crowd, I won't feel down. I got hope right now, and I know I'll be found. I don't really care just what all other haters gotta say. I know everything I do is gonna make them fade away,
And when you feel like you're nothing, but you wanna be something, yeah. Well, all you really need is hope. I just want you to trust me if you wanna be something, yeah. Then all you really need is hope.
Let's go, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out. It's what you need when you're sad and when you feel left out. You feel an energy drop and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope you can figure it out. Keep your head high even when you're down inside. Through the pain you fight and through the painful nights you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving. Nothing's in your way but yourself, don't need nobody's help. You can make it through this hell, take it one step at a time, one step as you climb. If you fail you'll be fine, get back up to the grind and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven, this life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself down. That's right. Sometimes all we really need is hope.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? Hi, Carrie G. Hi, Eric. Hi, Princess Megan. Hi, Deb. Hello, lurkers. All 20 of you. How are you guys? So, wanted to come on kind of briefly. My husband decided he was going to the store. He took the kids with him. So, guess what? I am here. I am going to pop live for a little bit and let's talk case updates because we have been living under Gannon's Justice Rock, the Rock of Justice for the last 7 weeks. We did jury duty and then, sorry, let me clear my throat. We did jury duty and then we, of course, followed the trial. And so it has been several weeks since I've gone live about anything else really. And so I wanted to come on and update some of the cases that we had been following. There's been so much that has happened in the last 7 weeks, as you can imagine. Hi, BC. Hi, Robin. Good afternoon, guys. I hope everybody's having a really good day. It's beautiful weather outside. Beautiful. And it's just, I'm looking forward to this summer starting. We have so much that's going to happen. I know, can't have a day without my sleuth, ma'am. Exactly, Petunia. I was sitting there thinking, like, what should I go live about? But really, it's updates. I need to come on and talk about some updates because all the things are happening. You've had a busy morning. Yeah, me too. Me too. Our last official day of school is tomorrow. And so I've been going crazy today, trying to get everything settled for the evaluator tomorrow, who is going to look through our nice little packet. And then we will be there. We will be finished with that. It's 92 today, Eric. Wow. Very warm. Hi, Yvette. I popped into Allegedly Innocent right as she ended. She just popped on and off so quick. Hi, Deets. So, all right, let me show you guys this one first. Athena Brownfield, updated article as of May 5th. Hi, Nicole. So the mother of Athena Brownfield is now facing 2 counts of child neglect. I did mention this briefly the other day, but just so that you guys can see it, she is now facing 2 counts of child neglect. This is the mom who left Athena Brownfield with her boyfriend and he inevitably killed her. And so he is being charged with murder. We were waiting to see if she was going to get charged with anything or not. She is. She is being a felony warrant has been issued for the biological mother of Oklahoma girl found deceased in January. Jasmine Brownfield, the biological mother of Athena Brownfield, is facing 2 counts of child neglect by abandonment after her 4-year-old daughter's remains were found in Rush Springs on January 17th. Look, they are already back from the store. That's how quick. I thought they were going to be gone for a while. Apparently not. Okay, a probable cause affidavit said that in April of 2021, Jasmine had left Athena and her older sister in the care of Ivan and Alyssa Adams. At the time, Jasmine admitted to having mental health issues and didn't think she could care for the children, the affidavit said. The affidavit also said that Jasmine had failed to maintain communication with Alyssa or Ivan about how her children were doing. She didn't provide any financial support. She literally just abandoned these girls there. On January 10th, Athena's older sister was seen wandering near the home in Cyril, Oklahoma, and that's when authorities discovered Athena was missing. If you guys remember, the postal worker is actually who found her sister who was wandering and alerted to the fact that this child was out wandering, couldn't find her sister, is what she was saying. An investigation with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation led to the discovery of Athena's remains. According to authorities investigating the 4-year-old's disappearance, Ivan allegedly killed Athena on Christmas Day in 2022 and buried her on a property he and his wife used to own. He is already facing 1 count of child neglect and 1 count of first-degree murder, and her other caregiver was arrested on child neglect charges. Well, now her mom has been arrested too, also for this child abandonment and neglect. I am so glad to see all of the adults were held responsible in this case the whole way across the board, because this precious baby did not deserve what happened to her. And so I'm glad they are throwing the book at every single one of them. All of the people are getting the book. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Truthful Soul. I know, it was literally as she ended. I popped in, I was like, hi, and then I was like, boop, she's gone. Hi, Vanilla Cupcake. Yes, good. I know. I'm so happy to see that they are just throwing the book at everyone. So that is update number 1. We're gonna go through these quick, especially since the kids are now in the background talking and home. Let's see. Okay, update number 2, Oakley Snow. So Oakley Snow, I still need to take her flyer off my intro video. I did take her down and I replaced her with somebody else because she was found deceased. However, then that person was also found too. So I just reverted back to the original one, and I will change it out today at some point. So Oakley Snow supporters are pushing for murder charges against the toddler's mother. This is also on May the 4th that this one came out. So this is about 6 days ago. And I'm just going to hit play on this one. We'll see what they say. Hopefully it's...
You can keep your air conditioner running at peak efficiency.
Her death, the body of the Seminole County toddler was recently found in Indiana. Family and friends talked with News 9's Chris Yu, who joins us now with their story. Chris?
Yeah, Amanda, we've told you about Oakley's mother, Madison Marshall, who is charged with neglect of a dependent resulting in death, and Marshall's boyfriend, Roan Waters, who is charged with murder. But family and friends are pushing for more.
The details were horrific, obviously, and it broke our hearts.
Family and friends of Oakley Snow say the affidavit recounting the toddler's death was tough to process.
Yeah, it definitely scars you.
The tragic story began on January 19th when Oakley's father reported her missing from the Cromwell home. He believed Oakley's mother, Madison Marshall, and her boyfriend, Roan Waters, took the girl to Indianapolis. The affidavit says Marshall blamed Waters for killing Oakley on February 9th, then hiding the toddler's body in a dresser in an abandoned home in Indiana.
And I couldn't open up a dresser for days. Like, I couldn't even put my laundry away. That's how bad it affected me.
While Waters is charged with murder, Marshall is not. Family and friends want that changed.
She held her daughter and to take her last breath, and she didn't. I know as a mom myself, I'd be I'm not going anywhere with you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm running to the nearest emergency room.
Family and friends now working on a petition requesting to up the charges against Marshall.
She should be charged with murder as well, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people feel that way. I feel like a lot of people in that affidavit, a lot of the Roan's family needs to be held responsible just as well.
As for Oakley's father, I'm told he just wants his toddler's remains to be returned to Oklahoma so she could be laid to rest. Live in the studio, Chris Yu, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Hi, Uncorked with Brandy. How are you, dear? So, again, pushing for charges against her mom as well as the boyfriend. I hope they do. I hope that they do file charges against her for her death. It's not okay. Like, these parents who keep choosing their significant others. I was just looking down through to make sure it says all the same things in the article, and it does. It looks like he just basically read this for us. But these parents who choose their significant others, who choose these boyfriends or girlfriends over their children, are just disgusting. I mean, they all deserve to rot, all of them, whenever it leads to a child being deceased. That's just my opinion on it. It's rained all day. Oh no, it's been beautiful here. I'm so sorry you've gotten rain. Maybe your area needed it though, to be honest. There was more about that one from this morning. Where at, BC? Where is the more? Oh, yeah, Athena Strand. Okay, I thought you were talking about Oakley Snow. Yes, I do have Athena Strand's update pulled up as well, actually. So that was the update in Oakley Snow, though. Still pushing for charges against mom. They are also, wanting her remains back so that they can lay her the rest the appropriate way. That all takes time, though. You guys know in criminal cases, for example, I want to say it was Serenity McKinney. It took months and months and months, unfortunately, for her family to get her remains back. And it's just way too long of a process. Way, way too long. Okay, so Athena Strand, there was a bill passed in her honor this morning. And let me get this. So Athena Strand is the young girl who was killed by the FedEx driver. And in Texas, she went outside and he allegedly hit her with his truck, took her into the truck, assaulted her, or basically just killed her. He murdered her at that point because she said she was going to tell her dad that he had hit her with his truck. And so this guy is looking at prison time. He's looking at the death penalty and all of the things. They did not say if he essayed her or not. I'm still hoping and praying that he didn't, and that there was no evidence of that. Still just makes no sense as to why he did what he did. But they did pass a bill in her honor through the House this morning. So we are just waiting for this to pass through the Senate there. So let me play this update for you guys.
Number one, a bill that would create Athena alerts has moved forward this morning. This was created in response to the kidnapping and killing of Wise County 7-year-old Athena Strand. The Texas House advancing that bill, which would allow law enforcement to sidestep the requirements for statewide Amber Alerts. And instead, it would issue a regional Athena alert within a 100-mile radius of where a child has gone missing. Now, the goal of these alerts would be to get information to the public much more quickly. That bill now heads to the Senate. Number one, a bill that would create Athena.
Just pull a picture of her back up. Wow. It's while we're talking about her here. I hope they do this. And honestly, I hope that more states enact something similar to an Athena alert, because I think that that's what needs to happen. Texas is actually one of the fastest to get Amber Alerts. Texas and Tennessee. I swear, guys, if we get Amber Alerts, it's almost always out of Texas and Tennessee. Day after day after day, they are constantly pushing out these alerts for their kids, and it's still not fast enough. She was killed within minutes of being gone. Within minutes, she walked out of her house. Her stepmom was standing right in the kitchen, and within minutes, she was disappeared and gone. Minutes. So it's not fast enough whenever the police come, take down the information, and you're getting the Amber Alert 2, 3, 4 hours down the road sometimes. For Ohio, I will tell you guys, and this is only because of how many we have gotten recently from Ohio, they're way behind. Way behind. We're talking the police will be there. The parent is screaming, my kid was abducted by somebody, and it still takes them 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to get the Amber Alerts out. It's disgusting. PA is the same way. Nolani Johnson, her dad sat there and said, I watched this woman drive off with my child. Here is her license plate number. They issued an alert, but it was minutes after they issued the alert, she was taken into custody, this woman. Minutes. But she had killed her within the first hour. And so getting the alerts out, I cannot stress enough how important that would be for so many of these little kids' cases, because we could find these people faster if we know the child is missing. Instead of having to jump through hoops, instead of having to say, oh, well, we know exactly what their vehicle is. We know exactly who the person is. We know exactly all of that. Let's get the baby's face out there faster, because her neighbors, had they been alerted, could have been looking around instantly for somebody acting strange. They could have said instantly, oh my gosh, the FedEx truck just drove through here and a little girl's missing, and known right then that they could have been out looking for her. I know that this is the first time that I have ever even thought to myself about the fact that FedEx drivers could be behind something like this, or post office workers, or delivery drivers. Sorry about that. They both called me at the same time. They needed help with their lollipop. You talked to a friend who did a fundraiser for her, a bike run. He pulled a box truck over and took her. Yeah, he took her in the back from outside. It's premeditated. Right. You have to go for your kids right away. Exactly. Yeah, time is so precious in these cases. And the fact that, look, guys, this is 3 babies right in a row. 3 right in a row. Yes, this is the little girl who was killed by the FedEx guy. And then this raises the question, okay, you don't think about the fact that, like, oh my God, the FedEx driver could have done this. And then you think about cases like Summer Wells, who has been missing now for almost 2 years. No one knows what happened to Summer Wells still. We have a lot of speculation about what could have happened to her. We have a lot of question marks about where she could have gone. But I will say, Athena Strand's stepmom was attacked that day whenever she went missing. Instantly, internet sleuths decided that Athena Strand's stepmom was guilty of whatever happened to her. Instantly, the father was guilty because he went off on a hunting trip, and instantly, the family was held responsible for wherever she was, and nobody wanted to look outside of that family. And then, bam, we found out it was the FedEx driver. And wouldn't it be something if we found out that the tree trimmers, the FedEx people, the delivery guys, something like that could be responsible in Summer Wells' case as well? We just don't know. Exactly. 694 days. Where is Summer? Exactly, Ramblin' Rome. Where is she? We have no clue. Georgia Peach, thank you so much. Love this channel and the hard work you put into every case. Thank you so much, Georgia Peach. I appreciate you guys too being here. I know it's hard to just listen to updates, and I don't normally do like quote unquote update streams, but literally I've been so invested into Gannon over the last 7 weeks. I want to get back to what we do here. We will cover each of these trials whenever they come up just as passionately as we did Gannon's. But until then, we got to focus on every case, not just 1 or 2. Right? We got to look at everything that's going on, because there are babies out there that need us every single day. every day. And not just babies, but adults too. You never know whenever it's going to be your flyer that gets shared, that someone sees, and that leads to a child being brought home. And I can honestly tell you that that has happened 3 times now for this channel. 3 times my channel has been directly, no, 4 actually. If you want to include Kaylee Jones, which her parents do attribute, our channels for helping get her face out there. But 3 times, Gracie Mitchum, Talem Berry, and oh goodness, the boy found in Canada. What was his name? BC? I cannot think of his name. He was found in Canada. 3 times it was from social media posts that we put out there, that people from this audience put out there, that led to kids getting found safe. And I just hope that it could happen more often. The only way that can happen more often is if we keep spreading the names, keep spreading their faces. Yes, I like to know where Michael Vaughn is. I know. I know. So, yeah, you believe she's in the woods, sadly. It's possible criminal med connections. They did. They started to drag Athena's family right off the bat. Right off the bat. So, but that is the update. I hope that they can get that passed through the Senate. That would be absolutely amazing if they could. You're seeing his face, but I can't brain. I know, me either. Me either. Hi, Sasha. Okay, so then speaking of adults too, also May the 4th. May the 4th was a very, 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 very busy day, apparently, in the world of updates, because they also did an update on Gretchen Fleming. And, like I said, we do cover adults too on this channel. I do have a heavy focus on children. I know that there are a lot of channels that cannot cover kids' cases, and that it bothers them. It gets to their core, and so they have a hard time doing it. I'm okay for the most part covering kid cases. Yes, it affects me. Yes, it's devastating and all the things, but I am able to do it. So I do primarily focus on kids and younger children and things like that, but I do cover adults as well. And so Gretchen Fleming has been missing now for several months. It's been 5 months now since she had went missing in West Virginia, Wood County. And hi, Seal. Probably both. What is it? Yeah, I think it's both. You got to remember our population is much higher too. And so not only are we grossly aware of the horrible things that happen and kids missing and things like that, but there are more kids to go missing as well. I mean, and plus, yes, social media spreads the news faster. And so we're seeing it in real time for states and states and states. But we see a lot where one case gets picked up, and that's all anyone focuses on. The entire internet is running wild right now. And listen, I'm following it too. The Oklahoma 7, I'm following it too. But the entire internet is running wild right now, and all we have is tweets that counteract tweets. Like there's nothing concrete there yet. And so while the entire internet is wasting all this energy focusing on it, and it's not like it's not important, because it is. It's not that it's not a good case to follow, because it is interesting. It could end up being this huge trafficking ring. It could end up being all these things. I get it. But at the same time, there are so many other things going on. And I'm watching literally every channel is right there, Oklahoma 7. So just take a step back and let's look at other things too, because there's a lot. There's a lot. Hi, Red Rock. Yeah, voice for the voiceless and ears for the eyes and ears for their posting on social media. Yes. And Locomai and I will be live tonight, 10 p.m. Yes. Jorge Morales. Thank you so much, BC. Thank you so much. Also found because of a flyer that this channel put out there and sent to social media. Locomai and I. Yes, so much misinformation out there. Watch one channel tell you something that another channel will tell you something different, right? And the problem is, the reason it's like that, Ramblin', is because there is no real facts. The police have not come out and given us any facts at this point. There's nothing. And so if you can't trust what the family is saying because the families are both contradicting each other, if you can't trust the family, what they're saying, and you're going just based on just facts, there's nothing to talk about because what the family is saying isn't facts either. Because we can't trust what they're saying either because both families are saying the other is lying.
You ready for the big game?
Of course I'm ready. It's the finals. Why do you keep asking if I'm ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, going right now.
All right.
Yeah, you've said many times, if all the channels would just share one unknown case, it will make a difference. I agree. I agree.
It's been 5 months since a Wood County woman,
Gretchen Fleming, let's check out this update for her.
went missing in Parkersburg under suspicious circumstances. Now, police are still looking for Gretchen Fleming. Eyewitness News reporter Bob Aaron says detectives are still treating the disappearance as an active investigation and not a cold case.
An intense investigation. A person of interest developed early on in that probe, and searches have not produced a lot of information about what happened to Gretchen Fleming after she was last seen alive at this bar some 5 months ago.
I just want to say, whenever I watch that update, I love that little old man. I don't know why. I don't know if it's his voice, his glasses. Like, I don't know why. But he is like the perfect reporter because I feel like everybody you see reporting nowadays is like, in their 20s, fresh out of school and stuff like that. No, this guy has been there. He has seen all the things and he is ready to report on it. And I don't know. I loved everything about him.
It's been 5 months. That doesn't mean that, the common term would be a cold case. This is not a cold case. It's still being actively pursued.
Gretchen Fleming was last seen in early December leaving the My Way bar in downtown Parkersburg with a person of interest who Eyewitness News, through various sources, has identified as a former West Virginia police officer. Family, friends, and police have not had contact with her since, despite searches, hundreds of hours of investigation, vigils, and the posting of a $65,000 reward. Chief Matthew Board says the person of interest, the person last seen publicly with Fleming, is done talking to police.
In the early morning hours, she left with a gentleman who is the person of interest. We were able to establish contact with him within 24 hours of her disappearance being reported. Initially was cooperative and at this point, has kind of and completely ceased contact with law enforcement in regard to this investigation.
The chief urged anyone with information to contact the department. He pointed out that providing that information could help Fleming, her family, and not just the police. Time has not been the friend of this case. Several days passed before Fleming was reported missing. But police made it clear this day the investigation is not over. In Parkersburg, Bob Aaron, Eyewitness News.
And if you have any information on Gretchen Fleming's disappearance, you can contact the Parkersburg Police Department by phone or through the department's site.
Okay. The verdict is going to be live streamed for the Daybells, and I will say I probably will not be covering that simply because we have our homeschool evaluation tomorrow, which means that we will be going to meet with an evaluator. Pennsylvania has one of the stricter laws for homeschooling, and so we'll be meeting with evaluator. She'll be going through like my son's packet for the year and all the things like that, and so I won't be available to sit and just watch for the verdict for that one. I do know that there is going to be probably hundreds of channels covering it though, because it is the first thing that has been live streamed from that case for quite some time. So yes, I could restream it, but I'm not going to be available to, so I'm so sorry for that. Hi Jordan, how are you? Hi Lady V. Hi Dakota. Okay, so Preston Pierce is who they're talking about, is what his name is, or Daryl Lott is the last person that she was allegedly seen with. And there has been nothing since. They've been doing so many searches. They've looked everywhere and they just haven't found any information about her. True Crime Replay. Amazing, amazing, amazing work following this case. If you would like more information about her case. I have a playlist for Gretchen Fleming, I believe. If not, I'll make one because I've done several videos on her. But True Crime Replay, if you are on Facebook, they are absolutely amazing with making sure that all of the group information and everything is there for every update that happens, every search that happens, anything that you want to know about Gretchen Fleming, they have it in True Crime Replay in their Facebook group. And I honestly, they're one of the best, and they keep their groups public, so that even if you're not a member, you can still read absolutely everything. So if you feel more comfortable not joining, that's okay too. But again, if you want to look at pictures from the searches and things like that, it's all here. Everywhere that they've been looking for her. Unfortunately, they are searching for remains. There has been several times that police have called now for remains in this area, and it's turned out, one time specifically I can think of just recently, turned out to be a deer, and it was just really upsetting because her family just wants her found. They just want her brought home. She disappeared right before her birthday, right before the holidays, and it's been too long. I know, how dare real life interfere with my courtroom streaming time, Amanda Page? I know, right? I agree. So, but that is pretty much the update there. Still an active investigation. They are still looking for her and wanting information out there, wanting her face out there as much as they possibly can to be able to find her. So the next one I'm going to cover, you guys, and I'm sorry, like I said, I'm going through this very quickly because we do have church tonight. It is Wednesday, and I will have to leave for that. And so I'm trying to get through like 7 weeks worth of case updates in like a short period of time. I will hashtag all of the people that I do get through in the description of this video. That way their names can hit the algorithm again, and hopefully it can get their faces out there again too. Scout, that's your first time hearing about Gretchen. Oh my gosh, there's so many videos, you guys, and we can even do a deep dive into Gretchen again because her case has a lot to it. It really does. And yeah, like I said, I've done several videos about her. So I really recommend looking into her. It is believed that this guy killed her, but he literally is, he used to be an officer. And so who knows where he would have thought to put her or how he could have cleaned up from her remains and all the things like that. But now he drives for like DoorDash and like creeps people out all the time. Like he has sexual harassment. We've gone down through all the messages from DoorDash and stuff. Jordan, I did see the interviews from Al and Landon. They did a phenomenal job. And actually, I hadn't put together until Landon mentioned in her interview about the pregnant mom who lost her husband to sea that goes to church with her in South Carolina. She goes to church with Tyler Doyle's wife. I hadn't even put that together until she mentioned that in the interview. And so that would totally explain why Tyler Doyle had such an outreach and such a huge community come together to help search for him, because Gannon's mom would have been right there to help them put that together and to help them show how to put stuff. And I had no clue. Yes, he also was selling a bunch of his belongings on Facebook Marketplace right after he got rid of her. So, okay, let me get... Where are we at here? Sorry. Okay, so the next update I want to do is on Candace Harris. She has been missing now, guys, for over 2 years, and her family has just upgraded the reward again to now we are at $30,000 that they are offering for any information that is leading to her return. And let me get... There's 2 different videos I'm going to show you about her. I'll show you this one first. This one's a little bit older, and then I'll show you the updated one.
Candace Harris. She hasn't been in contact with her family for going on nearly 3 months. Her family is scared and worried. Now, there are anti-human trafficking experts.
Sorry, and just to be clear, this video is from whenever she first went missing. This was 3 months into her going missing. We are over 2 years now.
experts on the ground here in Utah, and from what they've gathered, they fear human trafficking might be involved in this case, and her family is just asking for the public's help in finding her. This is the face Candace's family wants you to know, to look for.
Candace, if you are out there and you have a chance to see this, know that your family loves you and we want you to come home or reach out to us and just let us know that you're okay.
Diane Carpenter says her 16-year-old granddaughter, Candace Harris, has been missing since mid-July after she left a youth treatment center in Salt Lake City. Carpenter says Candace has had her ups and downs, but has always kept in touch with her family. This time is different.
We haven't heard anything at all from her.
It's been nearly 11 weeks. Her friends haven't heard from her. She hasn't been active on social media.
In this case, there are signs that show that Candace is possibly being trafficked.
Candace Rivera is the CEO and founder of Exodus, an anti-human trafficking organization. They have teams on the ground in Salt Lake that fear Candace is being exploited.
If Candace is still here, which we're led to believe she is, she's probably just being hidden very well.
Rivera says most people don't understand what modern human trafficking actually looks like. It's the exploitation of the vulnerable.
Anyone who has a substance abuse problem, possibly economic status, ethnicity, mental health disorders.
She says traffickers are smart. They lure and trap their victims, then use them for monetary gain, often through sexual exploitation.
The statistic is 16 times a day they're sexually violated if they're being exploited.
Rivera and her teams need help. Candace's family needs help. They say the best thing the public can do is understand what most human trafficking really looks like.
And it happens in our backyards, and it's happening in Utah, and actually quite a bit in Salt Lake City.
Candace's family is offering a $1,500 reward for any information that helps bring her back home safely. They say they're offering the reward just to get more people to care and start looking for her. The other thing they ask is that people educate themselves about human trafficking, because they say because most of us don't know what it really looks like, that's how many traffickers are getting away with it. Now we have all that information about what human trafficking looks like, more information about Candace, and the tip line for if you have any helpful information on our website, KUTV.com. Reporting live in Salt Lake County, Kelly Vaughn for 2 News.
So imagine for a second your teenage daughter is a quote unquote runaway. And so police don't look for her, right? Because she ran away. She's just a runaway, just another girl that decided she was fed up with life and just left on her own. Then you find an organization that's willing to help you look for her. You find somebody who's willing to help get her face out there places and to help search for her. And you find out that your teenage daughter is likely not just a runaway. You find out that actually they believe she's being trafficked. And then those people tell you that if this is the case, that they're likely hiding her away and utilizing her body up to 16 times a day. Imagine being a parent or a grandparent and hearing that about your granddaughter. That's what this family has suffered with knowing for the last 2 years. This girl made a decision to leave. Yes, she left willingly. Unfortunately, that isn't how most of these kids stay. It's just not. And so now they have increased their reward. They are up to $30,000 after nearly 2 years that she's been missing. And so this one is from the 6th, which is just a couple days ago. And I'm not sure if they have a video on this one or not. But she would be 18 now. And so technically she could come home on her own and say, hey, I want to stay living like this. You know, this is the choice that I'm making. She's 18. They want to know where she is, though. They want to know what's going on with her. Let's see if this is actually, yes, okay. I wanted to make sure it was actually about her before I hit play on it, because sometimes these articles will catfish you and they'll put a video up top and then it's not really about the person.
Girl is asking for your help almost 2 years after she disappeared. ABC4 News spoke with that family and learned why, if you have any updates or information on her location, they're offering an extra $20,000 to the reward.
It's been 22 months next week that she's been gone.
Almost 2 years.
I try my best to go on and act like I'm okay. You have to try and be okay. You can't, if you let this get to you, It's just so hard to explain. I'm trying not to cry.
Of hiding emotions for Diane Carpenter.
It's a horrible thing to go through. I mean, imagine not knowing where your child was. Imagine not knowing, are they being tortured? You know, are they okay?
In July 2021, Diane's granddaughter, then 16-year-old Candace Harris, was in a treatment center in Salt Lake City. She hopped a fence there and ran away. Her family hasn't seen her since.
The fact that Candace, we haven't heard from her at all, leads us to believe that something terrible has happened to her.
So they're taking action. Candace's family raised the reward for any information to $30,000. They say Candace's case is now an active cold case, and they don't want the tips to stop.
Doesn't matter how big or how little of information. If somebody knows anything, I plead that they come forward.
Candace, now 18, almost 2 years later, family says they're not giving up.
I wish I had $100,000 to put out on Candace's reward, but realistically, my family, we don't have a lot of money, but at the same time, you can't put a value on a child's life. I mean, I would give $1 million if I could find Candace right now and bring her home.
So they're asking for your help. If you have any information on Candace's location, you can call Salt Lake Police, or for an anonymous report, you can call the number you just saw there on your screen.
I've always had dreams and aspirations before Proactive, but everything.
I know, Jordan. It's absolutely devastating that they are able to lure these teens with this and to incentivize them to sell their bodies for drugs, basically. And it's sad. Unfortunately, these kids know that the grass isn't greener. They do not have the maturity to make adult, life-altering decisions. I know. I feel for all these victims and families. And like, this family has been working their butts off to make reward money to put up for her. I mean, they started out at $1,500, and that was struggling 2 years ago, and now they've been able to get it up to $30,000. And so they just need help getting her face out there, getting her name shared. You know, who knows? Maybe she doesn't realize that they care, or that they are looking for her. It's just, I don't know. It's just devastating. And so please, you know, consider helping share her flyer. I'm going to post all these flyers to you guys of the missing. I'm going to put them on my community wall and on Facebook again. That way they can have a refreshed, you know, go around there. Once again, that'll be after I finish it sometime tonight, getting all that up. So I hope you're keeping a list, BC, of updates that I'm going through. Okay. So another one is Timothy Haslet Jr. that we had been covering, you guys. This is the man who kidnapped and held a woman in his basement in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. He had her chained in a hidden room, a torture chamber that he had built into his basement. She escaped one day while he was out, and she went to the neighbors. She begged and pleaded for help. They investigated. They took all kinds of stuff from his basement. They have never said yet if he is believed to have more victims or not. But one thing that she said when she escaped was that her friends did not make it. Her friends did not make it, is what she had said. That she had went in there, that there was 2 friends that did not make it. And investigators have never told us yet if they believe that there was other things that happened in this basement, if he did for sure have other victims or not. This is something that we covered pretty hardcore for a couple weeks there, whenever it all first came out. He has been moved. He was transferred to the Johnson County Detention Center. So this was new as of yesterday. Let me just read down through it. It says, Timothy Haslet Jr., the suspect in a rape, kidnapping, and sexual abuse case, was transferred from the Clay County Detention Center to Johnson County Detention Center in Centerview, Missouri on May 1st, 2023. He's being held on a $1 million bond and is accused of holding a Kansas City woman against her will in Excelsior Springs for at least a month from September to October of 2022. According to the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, Haslet was transferred along with several other inmates, but the reason for his transfer was not disclosed. Haslet's next court appearance is scheduled for June 5th in the Clay County Courthouse in Liberty, Missouri. This is one that, guys, I will definitely be following. I just will never believe that he did not have other things happen in that basement. I will not believe that he does not have other victims. There was a video that came out right before this woman escaped from a preacher in the area who said that our women are going missing. There is a serial killer on Prospect Avenue, and he is taking our women and he is killing our women. And then bam, next thing we know, we find out that this creep had a woman in a secret room in his basement. Who builds a secret room? You know, who does that? In a secret room in his basement, and she escaped. And guess where she said she was picked up from? Prospect. I'm sorry, but I will never believe that there was not more people that he potentially harmed or was going to harm. And so, you know, he's just a real piece of work. So we're going to keep following up on this one, though. It's just been a long time since I mentioned him, and I wanted to bring his case back to light for anyone who is interested in following this through court with us. Again, I have a lot of videos that I have done on the Excelsior Springs kidnapping and on Timothy Haslet. And so if you guys haven't watched those, I recommend going back through the playlist and taking a look, because June 5th is when his next scheduled appearance is. I don't know. Again, they've kept everything so quiet. They've kept the reports locked down. They won't let anybody get their freedom of information stuff about what happened in the search. We're talking, they padlocked this house. They put boards up around it. They had a fence built around it, all the things while they were searching. And I'm sorry, you just don't see that on just a rape and kidnapping case. You just don't. So that's all. I will never believe that was it, that was all. There is a woman that they said that they were looking for in connection with that, and I'm not sure if they were looking for her because she was also a potential victim, or if they were looking for her because she was part of how the victim got there. So I'm not sure, but you know, I always tend to believe the victims, and if she's saying that her friends didn't make it out, what does that mean? Like, obviously, you know, something happened. Yes. Thank you so much, BC, for the playlist. Hi, Melly Mel. Yes, absolutely. First time hearing about this case. Oh, wow. Oh, he for sure would have killed her too. He for sure would have. He had like 12 empty blue barrels in his basement, and it wasn't for water. Like, what was he intending to do with those 12 barrels? And then his neighbors would say that he would have cars towed from the front of his house all the time. Like, who does that? Who has random vehicles getting towed from out front of their house on a regular basis? I don't know. No. Let me see here. Okay, so this is a good news one. This case we covered. It's been a little while since we covered her, but this is someone who was located. And so Jennifer Marrero. Alexis Marrero was her name. This was from when they were up. She has been found safe. And so she was missing since October. It says, we are happy to announce that 15-year-old Alexis Marrero was located safe and returned to her family last week. We are grateful for the assistance from members of our community, the Marrero family, and our allied law enforcement agencies. They said, she was missing in Delaware. It says troopers did not disclose any details about how or where the teen was found. She had went missing from a mall back in October 1st, and she had left her phone at the mall, and when her mom went to go pick her up, she couldn't find her. And so I remember covering the press conference and all the stuff for this, but she has been found safe. So there is a good news one. Let me see. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, guys, that I feel like I'm hitting you guys with these all so fast. Trying to go down through everything, though, because literally there's been so much. So much. Let's see. Let me get this one. Oh, Oakley Carlson. Okay. Oakley Carlson has a new picture, if you guys haven't seen that yet. They have done a new updated photo for her. An age progressed photo. So, let me pull this up for you guys. I think most of you guys probably know who Oakley Carlson is, but if not, let me see. Let me show you this, and then I'll give you a brief update on who Oakley is. I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably know, though. She is missing in Washington, and her parents were arrested at one point for neglect because of not providing medication to her sister. But she is the one where her sister had told a teacher, Oakley is no more. And so that was the thing that was around her disappearance was, her sister had said, Oakley is no more. And then that was it. It started this whole investigation. Her parents were arrested for neglect. Her mom is in there now for identity theft. She had gotten rearrested on her last day. But her foster parents are who are advocating for her. She was in foster care and returned back to her biological family, who turned back to drugs, and eventually it led to Oakley's disappearance and likely death. They do believe that she's likely deceased, but if not, here's the age progressed photo that they have for her. So let's watch this.
Tonight, we're getting our first ever look at what missing child Oakley Carlson might look like as a 6-year-old.
It's a brand new age progression picture just released by the Grace Harbor County Sheriff's Office. Fox 13's Jennifer Dowling live in studio tonight with a look at that picture and what Oakley Carlson's former foster mom is saying about it.
Yeah, she says it's hard for friends and family to imagine Oakley as a 6-year-old since when she disappeared, she was so very young. But she says that she's hopeful that this photo, this image, might help her to see Oakley again.
With the release of this image, Oakley Carlson's former foster mom is trying to stay positive, a part of her holding out hope that the youngster may still be alive.
I have that mother's heart and hope that she's out there somewhere.
It was generated with the help of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and once again draws attention to Oakley's case.
Getting just more people to be on the lookout for Oakley and just know that this is a little girl that could be anywhere, whether that's in the United States or another country.
Oakley was last seen over 2 years ago in February of 2021 in Oakville, but her disappearance wasn't discovered until 10 months later. Her biological parents aren't charged with any crime related to Oakley, but they've refused to assist with the investigation. According to court documents, Oakley's sister was at a sleepover at the home of the Oakville Elementary School principal. When asked about Oakley, she told an adult, "There's no Oakley." The young girl, Oakley's sister, would later tell Grace Harbor County investigators that their mother, Jordan Bowers, told her not to talk about Oakley, adding that Oakley had, quote, gone out into the woods and had been eaten by wolves. Chief Paul Logan told Fox 13 previously that investigators have been tracking a theory that Bowers sold Oakley, but says no tips have led to credible evidence.
I think that it kind of puts her face out there again, puts her story out there again. When you see the same repeated photo from Christmas time, which is the photo we've been using, people maybe just tend to get used to it and not pay attention to it. But maybe with a new picture, people will be like, "Oh, I'm going to share this," or they'll be more engaged with her story. So I'm just really grateful for it.
And investigators are asking that if you have seen Oakley or know where she is, to call 911 right away. Live in the studio tonight, Jennifer Dowling, Fox 13 News.
She's right. Like, it's so hard to picture Oakley looking like that. And I don't know how accurate those age progressed photos are. Um, I'm interested to see because Angel Overstreet will have been missing for 2 years coming up soon. And I'm interested to see how they do hers because the last photo that we have of Angel, she was, 3 months old. That's what they do. They do it whenever on the 2-year mark is when they will put out the age progressed photos and things like that. And so I'm really interested to see how hers is gonna look. Let me show you who Angel. This is how I know Angel. And there should be a new update coming out about her soon enough. But this is how I know Angel Overstreet. And so to think of her whenever they're going to put out a 2-year-old photo of her coming up shortly here, um, it's mind blowing to me because how do you take a face, like a young face, and just make it older? And will she look how we are expecting her to look? I think about that all the time. But she's been missing now for, May 24th, we should be looking for a photo of her because they said that she was last seen May 10th. Or I'm sorry, between May 1st and May 10th. So today's May 10th. May 24th was when she was reported missing 2 years ago. And so we should be looking for an updated photo of her soon. And an updated interview about Angel Overstreet. So. Oh, thank you, Cracking Asses. No, thank you for being the replay crew. I get a ton of you guys are replay crew, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. It always amazes me whenever I'll have like 30 people in a live, but then I come back and there's a couple hundred views. I'm like, wow, people actually do come back and replay. So you can't find anyone to do an age progression. CL, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children should automatically do it. They do it for every child on their thing usually. You don't think Angel is alive? I don't know what to think about Angel. It's almost local to you, 3 hours away. Wow, Kim. She's why I started my channel. Angel is. I was watching everyone cover case after case after case after case, and there was some people who had talked about Angel for a little bit, but then nobody kept following it. Nobody kept talking about her, and so I was like, well, fine then. I'll just make my own channel and talk about her then. And if nobody listens, then I guess it'll be no different than whenever people weren't already talking about her, but at least I could try. Yeah, you can't get anyone to take Angel's case seriously. It's so frustrating. You have to replay a lot. Yeah, Spudler, it's okay. I totally get it. Especially whenever I do my daytime lives because I know a lot of people are at work during the day. Just tends to be the best timing for me. So, okay, let's look at another good news update and then we will end it because I got to get ready to go. So, Amanda Berry. If I say Amanda Berry, do you guys know who I'm talking about? Yeah, people got threatened from covering her by people in the family. I know her mom was not the most forthcoming because nothing made her mom look good. That's what it came down to. Nothing that was being said made her mom look good at all. And so her mom didn't want people to talk about it. Don't talk about my daughter because it just made her look bad. Her mom was a drug addict. Her mom, had all kinds of issues and left him to this abusive, crazy person. She lost custody of every kid she had. She had 8 kids, all get taken from her custody. So yeah, her mom didn't want people to talk about it. Yes, Amanda Berry, Ohio, exactly, Amy. So Amanda Berry was kidnapped and she was held captive for 10 years by Ariel Castro. We have played like his song. I don't know if you guys, I don't want to play the song because it copyright strikes me every single time, but it's probably one of the funniest songs ever because the man who found them and rescued them, he does like this funny, they made a song out of his interview. I'm going to put it into the thing here. So I think I can play the interview itself, but I cannot play the song. I think that's how it works. So let me share this part.
Up on the first page of Google might not be the best for everyone.
More on the man who helped rescue the three women. You just saw him, Charles Rand.
McDonald's. I come outside. I see this girl going nuts, trying to get out of her house. I go on the porch, and she says, "Help me get out. I've been in here a long time." So we kick the bottom, and she comes out with the little girl, and she says, "Call 911." My name was Amanda Berry. The girl Amanda told the police, "I ain't just the only ones. It's some more girls up in that house. They look like they have been fed in a long time, bro."
And you had no indication that there was
Not
anything.
bro, not a clue that girl was in that house or anybody else was in there against their will. Because how he is he just comes out to his backyard, plays with the dogs, tinker with his cars and motorcycles. There's nothing exciting about him. Well, until the day.
What was the reaction on the girls' faces? I can't imagine to see the sunlight, to be around people.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here.
Anyway, so he says dead giveaway, and they turned it into a whole song. And it's but anyways, good news is her daughter had her birthday party, and says 10 years later, meet Amanda Berry's daughter. And so they are surviving, they are happy, they are thriving, all the things. And so I wanted to share this with you guys because this is awesome news, and it shows, we should never lose hope. You never know when one of these missing teens, one of these missing people are going to be found, and they're going to be safe and happy and healthy, or, whatever. Maybe not happy. I'm sure she wasn't happy that she was in that home for 10 years, but you never know whenever it could happen. It could happen. That's why we keep up the hope, and that's why we share. So yes, they are happy and living their best lives. Exactly. So I wanted to share this with you guys.
Like, that's insane.
You have a
to me.
woman in your house.
I do. She's just a young, beautiful woman. She's 16. Like, I couldn't believe it. We had this big birthday bash for her, and it was just something that I always wanted to do, and it felt normal.
It wasn't just a 16 birthday. It was so emotional, and for everybody there, and then you and her dancing together.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it was just amazing to be able to hold her, and I just want her to know how much she means to me, and I think she knows. But it was an amazing, amazing moment, and I'll never, ever forget that.
I mean, think about, too, those words, because that's such a special song.
Once I picked that song and I listened to the words again, and I'm like, this is it. Like, if she hears this song one day and she thinks of me, that's what I hope, It gives her strength, and because I know sometimes I'll hear a song that my mom loved, and I'll be like, oh, wow, she's speaking to me.
Something so beautiful and wonderful to come out of something so horrible. That's a gift and a treasure. And you and I have talked about before over the years, because of you losing your mom at the time, and now you have her, you gained a daughter.
Absolutely. She's my gift. I say she's my gift from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She just brings me so much joy.
You guys have a bond, though. I mean, I don't know if there's anything quite like it. I mean, really, truly.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I don't know if there'll ever be a bond as strong as me and her. She's my world, my heart, my life, and don't mess with my baby.
Right. What are your hopes for her?
You're going to be normal. That's the big thing for me, I think, was being normal. Like, I didn't want her to go to school and feel like she was out of place, or feel like, what happened to her is her, or it's going to follow her the rest of her life. Like, I don't want her to feel like it's a curse.
You were building this little life, and you were making sure that I'm preparing you for the world when we eventually get out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Not knowing if we were, but I mean, in my mind, I'm like, yes, we're going to be home one day. She loves nails. She's very, makeup, hair. She's a very girly girl. So she's definitely wants to go to college and she wants to do cosmetology. I know. So she can do my nails one day. She did want to be a vet when she was, growing up until probably a couple of years ago when she realized, like, Mom, I'm just never going to be able to work. I'll just be crying all the time.
Yes.
She loves animals. She's her heart. So it's so big. She tries to take every cat home that you see, like every stray animal. She's like, we got to take it home. I'm like, but I can't. I don't have enough room.
So Jocelyn is the age, 16, the age of when you were abducted.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like looking at a 16-year-old and thinking that was you at 16?
Wow. I can't believe, yeah, I never thought of it like that.
Because just when you think, wow, she's old and she's maturing, but she's still a kid and she's still young, and that was how young you were at the time.
That's so true. And I've never thought about it like that. But now that you said that, and I'm like just remembering her in my mind, like that's so true. I hope she has a great life and does everything that she wants to. And I tell her all the time, everything that I do is for you. I want you to have a good life. I want you to grow up and, do what you want in life. So hopefully that's what she does. She knows that she can do whatever she wants in life.
Just so awesome to see good news and see that they're thriving and that they're doing so well. So I think that's what I'm going to end it with, you guys. We're going to go ahead and get our shoes on, get ready to go. And I love you all so much. Thank you guys for coming to hang out and doing, a bunch of case updates. I'm sure I'm going to have to do this again, though, because I know that there's more. And I know that there's people that I didn't get to. So get all caught up and then we will go from there. And actually, I just seen Albert Stout just did an update on his GoFundMe. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick for you guys.
Mommy, I'm going to school.
I just got the email about this because I had donated to it at one point, and so it just sent me an email letting me know that there was an update. And so this is from Albert Stout. He had put this out about the stuff. A lot of people don't realize he was still paying car payments for the vehicles that were in evidence, so that they wouldn't harm his credit. And so all of the vehicles, Tisha's Tiguan, Harley's Jetta, and his red truck had all been put into evidence, and he was still making monthly payments on that all this time. Okay. And so he did just post this update. So I'm going to go ahead and read down through it real quick because I know that you guys have all been following this. So he said, I wanted to say a huge thank you to those who have supported us through this journey. Now that the trial is behind us, we will move forward into healing and beginning the next chapter of our lives. My family and I are hugely blessed by the financial support you have all sent our way during these most trying of times. I want to offer an update of where we are at now. The balance on the debt incurred from this tragedy sits under $40,000. Combining your generosity and much support from my mother and my regular payments, Combining your generosity, much support from my mother, and my regular payments, we have all put a huge dent into this, and I've been able to see the end of the road approaching for this financial hardship. Also, I did get one of the cars back from evidence, which allowed a $500 a month payment to be wiped away after I sold the vehicle for no profit. My red truck will likely never be returned, but if it does get released, I will sell it and apply the proceeds directly to this debt. Lastly, in case any of you missed the judge's rebuke of the murderer, please check out the video at this link and get a glimpse of the gravity of what happened to my son. Thank you all again, Al Stout. Thank you so much, Red Rock, for the super sticker, dear. Thank you. I super appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's awful to have all that debt. Exactly. So, but I just wanted to share that update because it literally just came out 6 minutes ago. So I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here and get on the road, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.